It is in many ways. It's the worst and the best of times, diba? If you're in love and all of that stuff. Anyway, there was a burning question earlier. Asa man gyud natao si Liza Soberano di rin na natao sa Pilipinas? Nganong maayo man siya mag-English, ngano man siya Englishera man sa tanan. Maybe she's not born here in the Philippines, maybe kuan siya kaning girl di siya unsa may na sikop nimo diha na gather nimo diha. Ralph, go ahead.
Okay, so Konday, she was born in Santa Clara, California.
Mo di ay.
Initially raised there by her mother.
Oh, mo din English di ay.
English.
May di mo in English, di ba?
And then after her and then she was raised by her grandparents.
Okay.
In Visalia, California. After her parents separated at the age of 10, she moved to the Philippines to live with her father.
Mo ding kon kay mo speak kay siya, di ba? English speaker kay siya, kay murag slang kay ba, di ba? In fact, I kind of saw parts of her video that is in question, and I think she's very eloquent with her English, di ba?
Yeah.
So ay lang kay Bong kay natao din ni si Liza Soberano sa Amerika di ay. Dili na si Bisaya Tagalog din na siya, dili na si Binisaya gali, di ba?
Yeah.
Na kay Mama Binisaya si Liza Soberano. Anyway,
basin dili.
Unsa?
Basin dili. Pero takabalo.
So takabalo. Maybe she probably has a few words in her in Binisaya. Anyway, kato yang gibuhat because I saw her on the bathtub.
Yes. I think that was part of the video.
Part of the video and all of that stuff. So what was she doing? Was she recalling something that had happened? Was she pretending to be someone? Was she a character in her own play, or what was she doing?
I don't really know because I haven't seen the video.
Okay, haven't seen the video. I saw the video but only in passing. Was ako kabaw sa ipaibot niya to basta it was about being treated like a dog or something, like a house dog, you know.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff, right?
Or at least that's one of the highlights.
Yeah, that must be horrible, right?
Yeah,
to recapture and relive something that had happened to you in the past, right? But there is a kind of therapy. There's a kind of cathartic man nga imuhang i-recall ang imuhang kagahapon, di ba? For some people, at least, di ba? For some people, it's traumatic. It's like opening an old wound. Di ba? So kanang atuang mga day-to-day nga kinabuhi ba? Sometimes we forget that something a trauma had happened to us. In fact, nagitawag sila og micro traumas. We probably forget about them. Gawas lang na siya sooner in life, di ba?
Yeah, also in our mannerisms.
Manifest lang siya, di ba? And we never really get to the bottom of it because we're so distracted, right? There's so many things that are happening to us, and so on and so forth. So we never really face our fears, our traumas, the things. I can hear myself. It's like a sudden recall, which is weird, right?
Yeah.
So ang akong pangutana ba is because our topic today is about escapism, right? What's wrong with with reality? Ngano man gyud nga, why can't we deal with the truth as Jack Nicholson said in what's A Few Good Men? You can't handle the truth, right? Ngano man nga kita, we're always trying to escape the here and then we're always not present. Why do you think that is the case?
I can't say it in a general sense.
Okay.
It's going to differ from person to person.
Okay.
For me personally, escapism has always been a way of living vicariously through the lives of fictional characters.
Okay.
Like imagining yourself as a superhero has always been like a very interesting form of escapism for me. That's why I've always enjoyed the kanang Marvel movies and comics as well.
But when you watch a Marvel movie or when you read a Marvel comics, for example, you are escaping because you're so transfixed with the literature or the movie, but you're not them, right? You're not them. You're not the main character. you're just watching the movie
Yeah, yeah.
or reading the book or
Yeah.
the comics, right? So what do you mean when you say when you're a superhero? You're not. Are you pretending to be them? Are you entertained by people pretending to be superheroes, or are you putting yourself in their shoes?
Well, I think it's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Na you're like I said, living vicariously through
Yeah.
through their
Yeah,
through
yeah.
their characters.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're kind of like, in a lot of ways, these characters are
Okay.
also very relatable to
Okay.
a lot of people.
Okay.
So how they deal with their day-to-day problems and managing their life. And all that.
Relatable.
Yeah.
So relatable, I think that word is probably related to reality. Relatable meaning to say nga mura ra sila ikaw, di ba? Mo na relatable, di ba? Naa sila features silang kinabuhi, silang kinaiya
Yeah,
nga
it's
para
still-
nimo, parehag naong baro nimo, di ba? For example. So I think like all discussions that we have, because today we're going to talk about escapism, what's wrong with reality. You have to define the terms. Unsa mo ginang reality di ay? Unsa man ang realidad? Ako mahinumduman gyud ang reality sa is katong quote ni attributed to Albert Einstein nga reality is just a fantasy, albeit a persistent one. Mo nang gisulti ni Albert Einstein. But how do you define reality in the dictionary?
Well, in the dictionary, reality is defined as the world or the state of things as they actually exist,
Okay.
as opposed to an idealistic or notional idea of them.
So mo na ang reality. So kaning ato ang paglingkod karon diri sa TOPS na mikropono sa atubangan nato, nagatubang ko nimo, that's real, right?
That's real.
Na kung hikapon ka nako, you're there, right?
Yes.
That's real. So unsa man ang opposite anang reality day?
Well, probably fantasy.
Fantasy. So kung nag-imagine ko nga ako ang atubangan, sa akong atubangan lain nga tao, for example, naa si kinsa may hanonaan mo si I don't know, give me
See Robert Downey Jr.
ay lang Robert Downey Jr. kay tiguwang ka ng reference. Ano ba tan unsad ba?
Ay, sorry.
Si Liza Soberano. Ana na lang sa mukha ni mo. So or di katong buntis nga bini, di ba?
Oh, no.
Kung tinuod manggali, di ba? Kung tinuod manggali katong rumor nga gi-spread, nasa tubangan ko, that's a fantasy, di ba?
Yeah.
That's a fantasy nga nagunahon ako nga naka sa tubangan ako. That's a fantasy.
Yes.
Mo na siya opposite sa reality nga si Ralph ang akong atubangan. So kanang escapism, unsa man diyan ang escapism dam? Is that a way of escaping your reality?
In a way, it is. For a lot of people, it's just or a lot of people kind of view it as a way of entertaining an alternate reality.
Okay.
So what if we lived in a world where superpowers exist, or what if we lived in a world where elves exist,
Okay.
where magic exists, where there's ants, there's dwarves, there's all types of these mythical creatures that you
Okay.
could see on a day-to-day basis. It's a way of entertaining that possibility.
So that's escapism. Escapism, as defined, is
In the dictionary,
atong i-dictionary definition, pero dito maglibog. Kaya mo tante nga ng mag-surya-surya tayo pag human, what the definition of terms.
Lagi.
Oh,
So,
sige.
in the dictionary textbook definition, escapism is the tendency to seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, often through activities like entertainment, fantasy, or imagination.
Unpleasant realities. So the sub-question is, what is wrong with reality? So reality is unpleasant.
I guess to an extent.
To an extent, yeah. So, kaning the fantasy world that you're creating can be created by authors, for example, diba? By
yeah.
movie makers, diba?
Yeah.
Kaning escapism is not a new idea, diba?
Yeah, it's not.
We've been escaping inside our heads by listening to the radio, for example. Namo to'y drama, diba? Kanang mga drama atong una, diba? Mura man ma-escape ka sa imong realidad, diba?
Yeah.
Mubasa ka og libro. That's also a kind of escapism, di ba? Mubasa ka og even reading a newspaper is a kind of escapism, because although you're reading reality, but most of the time the reality is not in front of you.
Yeah.
Di ba? Naisunog dito sa unahan, naigubat dito sa laing naso, di ba? So you're escaping your problem now, which is perhaps magluto og paniudto for a while, di ba? Because you're reading the newspaper, or you're watching a movie, or listening to a radio show.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with how you describe that. Nga, even listening to stories that are happening elsewhere
No.
is another form of escapism,
Yeah.
because it's a way of distracting you
Mm.
from what's in front of you
Yeah, correct.
and what's your reality.
I'll let you in on a little secret. Every morning I watch CNN, right?
Mm-mm.
And it is a kind of escape for me because when you watch the world as it happens, moraog our country isn't that bad. Like everything, things aren't that bad. So it is
yeah.
a kind of escapism, right? To watch the news because things aren't that bad in your place because there's people have no food, right? People are being bombed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so on and so forth. So in my reality, compared to theirs, my reality isn't that bad. So it gives me a new appreciation of what I have because what is going on in the other side of the world is horrible.
Yeah. I can definitely agree with that sentiment. I also get that feeling every now and then when I read stories about cancer patients and all that and the life that they've lived so far dealing with cancer. It kind of makes me think to myself, ngano mo complain pa man ko eh?
And we have a tendency to be so in our heads that we forget that we don't live in the vacuum, right? That there are other things that are happening outside of what's going on in your head, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's a way for you to sort of get away from your patterns of thinking.
Yeah, I think I tend to do that fairly often.
Yeah. Is that called? Because I talked about this earlier, maladaptive daydreaming. There's a thing now that people are doing that they're daydreaming more. They're trying to induce more daydreaming, and they barely leave their homes and just daydream because in their daydreams they're like living a different life.
Yeah.
Do you do that? Do you daydream?
I do daydream sometimes. Especially katong high school, I kind of did it whenever.
And there's a boarding teacher.
Well, dili ka na where like naglakaw ako sa dalan and
Yeah,
then I'm like walking somewhere and medyo taas ang lakawon. It's like
So karon, it's so much easier now to be distracted because technology is so immersive now. Diba? Antong una, imo lang magpiyong kasi imong mga mata, imong hunaw-hunaw, imong imaginon imuhang mga damgo, diba? For example, kaning you're the king of the world or whatever, you're a superhero and so on and so forth. Karon, because of technology, you can easily dissolve reality. Right? For example, mag-video game ka, di ba?
Yeah.
Di ba? Grabe kay ka-immersive. Sometimes it's more beautiful than reality.
Yeah.
Di ba? Nakabantay ka, mag-play kag video game. Nakinumdum ka itong una ba? Bata pa ko. Magduwa kog Atari. Kaning Atari, these are the first generation video games.
Yeah.
I even already felt like I was already immersive. I remember playing Asteroid. I remember playing Superman and Space Invaders. To me, it was another world. Pero grabe kay kabati ang graphics compared to now. Even then, I was already kaning mura og transported to the video game. Labi na gud karon, grabe jud kay immersive, right? Nga murag mas tinuod pa sa tinuod anay.
Lagi to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's also a beauty to reality or a beauty to something you can touch yourself rather than virtually.
Okay.
So maybe that's why we have events.
But the brain can't detect reality from fantasy. When you watch a movie, your brain functions the same way as when you're looking at something real. There is the neuro study about that. So our brain really can't distinguish fantasy from reality. So kung tanong sini, mura ra kung for example makuyawan ka. So ang imong kakuyawan sa sinihan, for example kanang horror, di ba? Kung mahitabo nimo in real life, wala gyud kalahian. It is as if it actually happened to you. Muna siyang neuroscience anang reality and fantasy nga dili makadistinguish ang utok whether tinuod na siya or dili.
Okay. I didn't know about that.
So that's why movies are very effective and like movie watching is very very exciting because people are transported into the time and the place and the characters of the movie. Mo nang ang a form of escape. Di ba? We're the number one movie watching population in the world for a while, di ba? Daghang kayog mga movie watchers in the Philippines, and it was a big industry. But now, of course, thanks to these video watching platforms like Netflix and HBO and so on and so forth, gamay na lang kayo mananaw og sinihan. Pero still, watching movies in the screen, in the small screen in your homes is still immersive, di ba? Okay, we have so many large LED TVs now that are also very immersive and very high definition, and so on and so forth. So it really allows you to escape. Ako pangutana sunod ani ba Ralph Baez, when is it counterproductive? When is escaping from reality become a bad thing?
I think I think it starts to become
counterproductive
when you seek out the fantasy more than the reality. Because at a certain point you have to go back to reality, diba? Back to reality. So if you start desiring the fantasy more than what you have in reality, I think that's when it becomes very counterproductive. Because I view escapism primarily as a form of stress relief. Just something to get my mind off of things for a moment, and then I can head back to reality afterwards.
Okay. You know what? I think you have to check your live stream. According to Glenda, there's something wrong about it. Anyway, we have with us actually we have two very special guests that we have tailor fit our topic for today, which is escapism. Both of them are actually cosplayers. We have, please introduce yourselves, guys. Go ahead. Good morning. Sorry for keeping you. We just wanted to set the stage. Sir, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Lloyd. I'm the external director of Ocha, or Otaku and Cosplay Heads Association.
And you are who today?
Yeah, this is an original character that I created for the event called Main Quest.
Okay, what is your character?
So, my character is Myth Aistari.
Okay.
If you're familiar with the word myth, if you've seen, yes,
of course, yeah.
If you've seen Lord of the Rings, it's an inspiration in the name.
Yeah, you get Lord of the Rings vibes when I look at you. Yeah.
Yeah, Mithrandir. It's a combination of some Elvish words, and then the costume was created as an additional piece to give an additional vibe to fit the theme of the story.
And of course, with you, please introduce yourself and your character. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Eris, and I'm one of the. Let's break.
Go ahead.
I'm one of the. Sorry, I'm one of the.
Sorry for distracting you.
Sorry,
I was distracting you from reality for a while.
I have a little bit of a short-term attention span, so it's
okay. That's okay.
But yeah, I'm one of the 4 member teams for Main Quest, and my character right now is Kiera Nuna. I'm a female satyr, if satyrs exist. So
what's a satyr?
A satyr, it's a half goat person.
Oh, half goat.
So if you're familiar with Greek mythology, there's only male satyrs. I'm just putting it out there. There's just only male satyrs. So for me to be existing is a question. So hence the reason why I chose the character.
So we were talking about escapism earlier, and I think I wanted to set the stage. How do you feel about that? You are trying to escape as cosplayers, right? You're wearing the costumes of the character that you're playing, right? Tell me about it. Starting with you, sir. Like, how do you feel about escapism and where it is now in 2025?
Honestly, from the looks of it, everyone seems to be trying to escape reality. Like, every day we work, and it's so tiring. Like Monday to Friday, it's always the same activity that we do. When clock in, work, then clock out, then we're tired in the evening. We just want to sleep. So, escapism, there are a lot of ways to escape reality nowadays. Like, some try to play video games, some try to attend concerts, travel, draw, and yeah, for us, it's cosplay and even organizing this kind of activities.
What's wrong with reality in the areas? Isn't reality beautiful? Look at that, man. The view of Cebu, isn't that beautiful? Isn't being here at Tops beautiful? Isn't being with somebody talking to you guys is amazing, right? To be able to exchange ideas with another person is beautiful, right? So what's wrong with that?
I think for a fact that people don't really react on a good note in terms of problems. Because facing reality would mean, aside from just facing all these beautiful things, of course, we would have to face real life problems. Like, at the very, mundane, the most mundane that I can think of is bills or subscription lang sa Netflix, subscription sa Globe, stuff like that. So, people don't want to kind of deal with that. Like, let's say, for example, sweldo, and then you kind of like, oh my God, instead of me spending my money on stuff that I want, things that can help me escape, like, diba, shopping, stuff like that. Instead of doing all those, you tend to, oh my God, bayad na sa kong bills, oh my God, I have to pay for this and that, and then I don't have money left na noon for the next 2 weeks or for the next month. So, people don't tend to react very good to that. And I'm not saying that reality is bad. I think that aspect of reality is unpleasurable. But there are more pleasures in life, man said, especially in reality, that you can find as long as you just switch your perspective to that instead of always thinking of the perspective na negative, diba?
Yeah. I can certainly agree with that. And speaking of like reality and real people, we have some viewers over at our Facebook Live. We have Main Quest Cebu's main page. Hi, guys. Miss Maria Glenda Suico says, good morning, Jiggy and Raf. Shout out, happy birthday to Bowen Suico. Happy birthday,
Happy
Bowen.
birthday!
We also have Rafael Villos, who's asking if Main Quest Cebune.
Yes, Rafael.
Yes, Rafael, this is Main Quest Cebu. Napod si Jonil Dizon, who says, hey, Aries Yap and Lloyd.
Hi, Janelle.
Hi.
Napod si Kurt Gabutan. Hello, Main Quest Cebu.
Very interesting.
Yeah, those are actually. Rafael is actually one of our attendee that has been there since last year, and he's been constantly coming in and out on our events.
When I read a book, when I watch a movie, when I watch a concert or distract myself from the here and now, I am transported to the movie, right? Makahilak ta usahay, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi maigking ta, di ba? Makayawan ta usahay, maglagot ta, di ba? Maglagot yun si Kuan, di ba? Anong sumani siya, Pero we have no illusions of staying there, di ba? We after the movie ends, like there's a sigh of relief, and then you go back to your reality, and then you're faced with the problems of reality again, di ba?
Yes.
Unless of course you watch another movie. And you watch another movie and the next and the next, right? So it's possible nga for some people nga they can continually live in a fantasy world. Nga they never go back to their reality, right? I think that's when it becomes scary. Is that possible ba? Can somebody live inside the Matrix forever? Do you know of any instances when people are just stuck in their fantasy world?
I think what I would
is that a kind of mental condition?
And not a mental condition, but rather from listening to both of you earlier,
please,
it is definitely counterproductive if you don't come back to reality, because this is where you are, this is where you live. Fantasy is more of the pleasure that you're seeking for, a reprieve from reality itself. Counterproductive siya. One of the biggest things that I can think of is when you're trying to escape reality, you tend to go to the things that are pleasurable, right? So reading books, watching movies, cosplaying, attending cons, or eating. So counterproductive siya. I don't know if I should say it on air. say drug abuse.
Mm-mm.
Drug abuse is one of the things that the reason why people use drugs is because it's giving them relief. So
Sakit na kayo saran, sakit na kayo.
Yeah, that's-
Dili ko makatake sa akong reality, di ba? Di ba? So
Yes.
you distract yourselves,
you
right?
distract yourself.
I know
right?
I know of somebody gali nga would harm herself just so that she can't feel the pain of her reality, right?
Yes.
So those are real people that we're talking about here.
Those are real people, yeah, sure. So, the point ako ani is little bits, sure, that's fine, but you tend to get more of it. You tend to not, let's say for example, kung just watching Matrix alone lang. If you just watch it again and again and again, you don't leave the house, you don't do productive stuff, or at least work, get income, nothing ana, then it is definitely counterproductive siya, and that it tends to lean towards the bad na.
You know, we were talking about how escapism is actually not an old idea, but we've escaped
Yes.
from the beginning, right? We've the reason why we are where we are now and problems and all is because we tried to escape the caves, right?
Yes.
And so on and so forth, right? So we've always wanted to escape from our present condition. We're never satisfied with what is, right? But now I feel like because of the assistance of technology, because of the aid of technology, like your cell phone, your computer, and so on and so forth, it has become more and more easier to escape more than ever. Before, you used to use your imagination, right? For example, ang mamina kag drama sa radyo, imo pang imagine ang sa netabo, di ba?
Yes.
O basa kag libro, imong imagine ang author, di ba? O sa mag-play pretend, nakinumdum ko, mag-play pretend ko itong unang, you know, I'm a doctor, whatever, right? And
Yes.
then I
Playing gun as a kid.
Oh, as a kid, right? Mag-imagine ka, it was not aided by technology.
Yes.
Karon, di ba na may software, na may game nga, murag doktor kang imo i-diagnose. Ang saan ang kaso nga game?
Simulators.
Yeah, mga simulators.
O simulators nga ikaw mura kag doktor nga imong figure out unsay what's wrong with the patient and so on and so forth. Do you feel nga escapism has increased?
Honestly, I think it's the same. It's just the platform ang ni change. Ang ko lang, it's always we've been seeking to escape reality ever since the Chinese dynasties that's why alcohol was invented.
Opium, right?
Opium.
Yeah. Even pornography is kind of escapism, right?
Yes.
I do agree on
Yeah.
that.
Nag-change lang siya platform.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay, so from reading books, from reading scrolls, parchments in the past, let's say sa una panahon, to actually seeing the thing come to life on big screen in the cinemas. So it's still the same thing, just a different platform, as you
Yes.
said.
Yeah.
Maayong hapon, may buntag din ninyo diha kuno according to Jolo Escanio.
Hi,
The-
John.
Hi.
according to him,
Jolo.
the big guns kuno, the big guns are here. Oh, naani mga big guns dito. Joniel Dizon, does LARP function as a healthy form of escapism that provides catharsis and identity exploration, or is it a mask hiding dissatisfaction with real life? Which brings us to kaning LARP. What exactly is LARP? LARP.
Yeah. So LARP is live action role playing. So yeah, as from the word itself, it's role playing. You'll play a character. Like instead of being yourself, you create a character. It could be a character that is already present in whatever form of media, or it could be an original character which you create. Which, like for example, our characters. It's both original characters. That's how we created this.
Nagipungtan na si Joniel diri nga, is it it's a form of healthy escapism that provides catharsis and identity exploration, or is it a mask hiding dissatisfaction with real life? That's a question from Joniel Dizon. Who wants to answer that?
I think every aspect of escapism nimo, regardless if you're reading a book, it would be considered healthy.
Okay.
Let's say for example, let's go to the ones nga na ay mulin to the unhealthy let's say drinking. Drinking occasionally, that's fine. But drinking all the time, of course, it's not na. So, LARPing, one way to if you view LARPing, sure, it can be a healthy way.
Like drinking.
Yeah, like drinking,
Okay.
like everything else. Like everything else, Kutsiya. Like you have to take everything into moderation. Otherwise, it can definitely be counterproductive or it could actually be damaging on you. So if LARPing, let's say for example, just leaning towards the specifics now, LARPing can definitely cost money. Of course, if you have to set your either make your costume or buy your costume, diba? So it can cost money, and if you spend too much, sorry, Lloyd.
Sorry.
So if you spend too much and you don't even have the budget for it, so let's say for example, you have bills to pay, and then all of a sudden you prioritize, oh my god, but I have to buy costume kay ani na nga con in the next few months, or let's say for example nga, oh I have to make this but I don't have the time, but I have to go here. So it would definitely be unhealthy na siya if you lean towards the fantasy more than balancing both fantasy and reality. Nga, you know, fantasy is just there temporarily. You have to come back to reality gihapon eventually. So to answer the question, yes, it is, but do it in moderation, like every other mode of escapism that you can think of. Do it in moderation. Never good i-abuse good.
We have another commenter here sa atong Facebook Live, si Rofil. He says, hello Tops, hello Main Quest Cebu. What can we expect from this year's highlighted event, Main Quest, the Eldritch Gala? What exciting experiences and surprises await, especially for first-time adventurers? What are you guys cooking?
Okay.
Wow.
I think you should answer that.
So we don't really want to spoil stuff, of course. So what our my God, what we can share is that it's a continuation, of course, like every other event na to, it's a continuation of the story, of course. But this is mostly tied up to last year's Borderlands. So, Rofil, I know you were there. So, to those who were not there last year, we actually have a what we call a Wikipedia page sa among characters, the stories, the guilds, and the actual world itself. So, for the first timers, even if they have not attended the previous events, they can actually go through the page, scroll through the information, and then at least have some sort of idea of what the world they're walking into when they get into an event for the very first time, or one of our events for the very first time. So to those who has been there since the first event, so Borderlands, if you guys just going to the story, this is already out in public naman, the Divine Hand won the rights to the territory of the Borderlands. The gala is their celebratory party, so that's why everyone is invited. But there will be revelations that's going to happen during the gala that you do not want to miss. That's
A
the only
revelation.
thing that I can say. That's the only thing I can say without
Wow.
spoiling
Diba
everyone.
Borderlands is already an existing game and became a movie or something?
No, it's not trademarked, but that's
Okay.
what we call the territory.
Okay,
the
but so it's not related to.
It's not related
the movie and the game.
or the game.
I think the Borderlands video game was like a post-apocalyptic
So this is not post-apocalyptic.
No, we
right?
call it the Borderlands because it's an unnamed territory out of Najrun. So
Yeah.
Najrun is the name of the place, our world or the country itself. Borderlands is literally on the border outside of Najrun, untouched territory. Hence why it's the Borderlands on.
That's
our
why it's the Borderlands.
Okay.
Our time now, it is 11:37. You're listening to Top of the Morning. I'm your host. My name is Jiggy Juice.
I'm Chavi Boy.
Ang atong gisgutan karong buntaga is escapism. What's wrong with reality? Ngano diay? We have two of the big shots of Main Quest Cebu. We have Lloyd and Eris. Go ahead.
Actually, I think we haven't actually fully introduced Main Quest yet.
Okay. What is Main Quest? Ano something Main Quest diay?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So,
want me? You want...
okay, let me just start. Okay. So Main Quest is a live action role playing event. Well, technically it's a community based event organization.
Community run.
Yeah, community run. It's not just one group of people, but comprised of different groups. Like, their group, which is Saber Storm. For those who don't know, Saber Storm is the one that organizes lightsaber Star Wars activities.
Oh, okay.
And then our group, which is OCHA, or Otaku and Cosplay Heads Association, is a association of different school organizations that focus on esports and hobbyists, like the organization in CNU, which is Fokuro Cos Guild, then Southwestern's Cobra Esports, and USC's Warriors Arena. So it's a very big group, community run.
Yeah, we also have RPG Cebu as well in our mix of communities because basically the idea is Saberstorm focuses more on the technicality of stuff. So our head of director is the one who makes the story, not makes the story, but leads the story, leads how the game mechanic works on the event itself. So ang quests, magikan nila. And then Ocha is supporting. RPG Cebu is one of the supporting as well, and I'm not sure if you remember James, Kenji. They were actually here for
Yeah, I think I
RPG
remember.
Cebu.
Yeah, I think I remember
They
them. Yeah.
are also the ones who handle the story as well on how the story will run. So the event good is very community run good, siya. So it's not for profit. It's not for it's just us
For fun,
nerds.
yeah?
It's not. It's just us nerds having fun. Lang good. Like we just
Yeah.
want to wear something, go to an event, and then drink, be merry, have fun.
Just like the new trending TikTok.
Yeah, speaking of TikTok, we're actually on TikTok right now. Maayong buntag sa tumang kaigsunan. Good morning, guys. All our friends are watching us on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Kung namo yung mga pangutana, ilabay lang, i-message lang, just messages on the message boards. Tops Media Center on TikTok, Tops Media Center on YouTube, and also on the air, 0999-8876-070, and on Facebook as well. You're about to say something.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
like similar to the trend in TikTok, which is the nerd out trend.
What's that?
Yeah, it's where you like it's a trend where you do like nerdy stuff, like just have fun. That's it.
Okay.
You know, the world is being ruled by nerds, right?
Yeah.
Right now, you know, like
In a way.
Mark Zuckerberg is like the biggest nerd, right? Jeff Bezos looks like a nerd, right?
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. So the world is being ruled by nerds.
Really
nerds.
nerdy people did. Something I'd like to ask about main quest, because it seems like a lot of groups comprise this whole entity. But the event that you run specifically, ang kaning live action roleplay event that you guys run, what is it and what is it about? Can you describe it for us and for our listeners?
Sure. So, to those who don't know what LARP is, again, so just to reiterate what Lloyd said, LARP is live action roleplay. So, instead of just cosplaying as a character, you actually get to be a character and you get to live in the world where your character can exist. So, majority of this particular thing or kaninga concept, US Manisia, US UK. But we're slowly incorporating it here in the US, in the Philippines. Sorry po.
Wrong country.
Wrong country. I'm not even from there. But yeah, so we're slowly trying to bring it from the US, UK here to the Philippines. There are a couple of groups naman sa, not just in Cebu, but naas Manila, sa Luzon. I will specify Luzon, like I actually don't know where home base nila. There's one in Negros. Baguio.
Yes,
Okay.
Renfair PH.
Renfair PH, and then Frost Fair in
it's
Bacolod. Oh, Bacolod lagi. And then Cebu is Main Quest. So for Main Quest, what we do is we build a world for everyone to, for their characters to be in, for their characters to exist. So we provide the world nga, this is the world, this is the story, these are the gods, this is the creatures that can exist, these are the characters na what do you call this nga, naanadaan, so what we call the NPCs or the non-playable characters if video game pa. So the constant recurring characters na sila. And then if you're a first timer or if you're a recurring character who has been there since day one, your character can be there, can exist, can interact with people, can make choices that can affect the story of your character as the event can progress.
So how many players are there? Like,
Depends.
Are you gonna cap it off to a certain number or not? It could be as many as.
It can be as many, madepende sa
So
event.
how because there is a kind of controlled narrative here, diba? We have a narrative, we have a story that we're following, right? How when a lot of people are acting their own characters, isn't that kind of difficult to sort of control the narrative?
Yes. But the NPCs are trained to handle those kinds of situations. Parang
Okay.
siya mo
Get out of hand.
nga di siya mo lead to another story to another ending.
Bitaw, oh.
Yeah.
Because of, I think the not hard no, but the hard rule lang naman is your character can be anything except a god.
And another is
You can't,
if
you
you're
can't be a
royal-
god. You can't partake of the tree of wisdom, right?
Yes.
Or something like that. You can't be a
Because
god.
there's fixed lang sa story is the gods
Okay.
and the royal family. That's it.
That's exclusive to
That's
us.
exclusive
to
to the
end-
story niya.
Oh.
Okay, that's where
There
the
will
story
be people who will
gets
be playing gods and
Yeah.
royalty, right?
Yes.
Good morning to Jordan Ho. Greetings, kuno guys.
Jordan.
Hi, Sir Jordan.
May semblante. Aniles Nomchir. Daghang salamat. Saber Sturm. Lloyd Gabito. Is that you?
No, Saber Storm is their organization.
Okay. Aniles Nomchir and the rest of the guys. Thank you so much for watching us on Facebook, or this is TikTok. I'm confused now. We're just everywhere. So daghan kayong tao niya ang yung venue that you're using is Hostel Honeycomb, di ba?
Yes.
So the whole property will be like your playground, right?
Mahulog siya nga,
Mahulog
the
siya.
entire place.
So kato imong gihisgot nga art the people who will sort of control the narrative, right? They're everywhere, di ba?
Yes.
Dili siya control the narrative in that aspect.
Okay.
I think tagaan lang og
Guide.
base nga story.
What if
So,
somebody forgets his character, for example, right? Or whatever, right? Or acts like
As
another
themselves.
character. Like for example, murag instead of being this character, they become this character and start attacking people or whatever. So nagin na siya
naagid na.
murag,
There should
murag
be
referee, di ba? Mahog.
Yes.
Yes,
Uh,
we do have, kung referee lang,
Oh.
yes, we do have security laid out throughout, but
Okay.
we don't police everyone's stories.
Okay.
Because that's the idea of it. You can be your character, and your character can have different experiences.
Would this be like a kind of team work kind of, or this is like an individualistic game?
More individual siya because we have multiple quests that they can interact all throughout the event.
Okay.
So say for example, nag-usa, nag-duel na nga to because someone stole something and they need to
When you say
help that
nag-duel, what do you mean? Nag-away na sila?
person. Yes.
Yes, like
'cause
sword fight.
Sword fight.
But unlike sword fights in a video game, when people get hit, they get killed, but they rise back again, right? How does it work now? How do you defeat somebody? Is there an actual physical brawl that's going on? Are people getting hurt here? How does it work?
There is physical stuff. So this is where the communities come in.
Okay.
So Saberstorm, so just a little bit of context for Saberstorm. Cebu Saberstorm Academy is we practice HEMA because I'm actually one of those
Unsa man ang HEMA?
secretary. HEMA is historical European martial arts
Oh,
or what
okay.
we call German longsword.
Oh.
So perfectly fits gihapon siya sa narrative sa sa main quest. So what we do, we practice that. We have marshals, we have players who are trained to actually see if this is already dangerous or if it's not. So the community itself is the one who handles the security for
So
main quest.
nagi actual fight.
Naa siya,
Yes.
but it has to be on a dedicated area,
Area.
wherein naay marshal and naay multiple security nga
Mura sa
makabantay.
kaning ice hockey, di ba? Nga,
Yes,
naay
dili
murag-
lang ka
naay
pwede,
murag
like,
area.
Yeah, dili ka pwede like you're in the bazaar area and then all of a sudden anaon
So naay actual nga away niya. How do you know nga
Who won?
what are the rules? Like
Yeah.
kung mapildi na ka, how do you lose? How does one win? Like do you have to kill somebody?
Yeah, cause like in
I
video
mean, one
games,
of the
right?
NPCs na mo namatay, yes. So he had to make another character.
Okay. But how do you know when you're dead? Like how does it work?
So sa
I hope not
Borderlands na mo-
actually dead, huh?
No, of course
Oh.
not. That's a different thing na.
Yeah, I know. That's called murder.
So what we do from basing it off of last year lang ha kay every event malahi man gud ang game mechanics niya. It's the story that's constant. So in your case sa imong question, it's the same sa among Borderlands last year. What we did with Borderlands last year is that you don't die. You just depleted your HP and then you can heal back from that. So you get to be brought to like a healer stand and then you heal back from there.
So you never actually died.
You
eh?
never die.
But how do you get depleted? How do you become like a zero power or whatever, right?
Zero
Sa
HP.
ano na siya supposedly sa katong mga duels na mo. Kay there's a certain area wherein there are duels. But majority of the time pag Borderlands last year, people tend to lean towards the quests.
Okay.
Quests.
What's a quest?
Quest is more of activity type siya. So think of it as not even bring me.
Like,
Kanang,
yeah,
it could
somewhat, I
vary.
guess.
It
Yeah.
could vary. So say for example, an NPC needs help gathering flowers. But it's at the top of a hill wherein they cannot climb on. So manugo si og adventurer, they go up the hill, bring the flowers back to the NPC, and then the NPC rewards them with something. So we have what we did ato is we have a main quest, we have side quests. So if you played video games, diba, main quest is what actually progresses the story
Yeah.
and what where it leads to the big prize gid siya.
Yeah.
Whereas side quests, you get small stuff or like added XP, items like mga ano lang yun, mga again side quests, side items, things that you
It
can
doesn't really
it doesn't
affect
really affect the
the
main
story.
thing. So
Oh, okay.
majority of the time ato people tend to lean towards the side quests because they got something, like they get trinkets, they get prizes, and let's say ang artists namo, because we actually have artist booths nga who actually will provide quests sad. So dili lang sila mamaligya diha, they actually get to interact and be in the game as well.
Okay.
So what we did na nila is, sige, if you guys have a quest, you can, up to you if you want to provide them a token or a prize or a sticker man lang if you want, if they completed the quest. So as simple as singing katong kang Billie Eilish nga ano, meow meow. Oh, like there is one quest gid ana nga entertain me by singing this song but in katong meow meow nga format. So,
Okay.
mao na siya, but it doesn't really affect the story in a big way. So if you lean towards the main quest, kanahan na unta sa main quest unta siya, diha na mo apply na katong depleted ang HP, mo buff ang imong character. Naasa
I remember kung for example kanang airsoft or kanang laser tag, di ba?
Yeah.
Na murag rules, di ba?
Sensor.
For example, maigo og maga-paint ka sa paintball, di ba? So maigo ka, you considered like maybe dead, right? Whatever, or out, di ba?
Yes.
Or kanang laser tag, di ba? Na murag part
Sensor.
sensor, di ba? So you have like number of times you got hit or whatever, right? So is there something equivalent to that in LARPing?
Sa Borderlands na mga ano, so originally yes, but because of the number of people, of course we had to simplify it in a way nga dili mga confusing.
Okay.
So what we did ato is one person from one guild versus another person from another guild. So we applied it lang same rules sa amua sa Saberstorm wherein scoring system siya.
Okay.
No, so not HP but more of scoring system. If you lose, then you don't get the key item for the main quest. And but you can still be challenged by another person from another guild for that particular item. So it's not really ano siya. So it can be stolen, it can be taken by another person. But the idea is if you're dueling for it, then yes, naa siya score progression siya, and then you lose if the other player gets more score and you have the lowest.
Once again,
score.
maayong buntag sa tumang kaigsuunan na nagtanaw nato sa YouTube. Thank you so much for watching us on TikTok, on Facebook as well, and listening to us on 105.1 TMC. If you want to be able to watch the two characters that you're listening to, si Lloyd og si Aries. Lloyd is...
Yeah, I am playing the character Myth Aistari, the headmaster of Erudite Academy in the story of Najarun.
And then, of course, Aries is...
I'm Karen Nuna. I'm the owner of the Satyrs Rest Tavern in the Borderlands, currently the Borderlands.
You know, we're all playing characters, right? Like, for example, me. I'm a different person when there's no microphone in front of me and something just goes off or goes on when I'm opening the microphone. When you talk to somebody, right? We dress up, right? Every day, I'm wearing my boxers and I'm probably half naked, right? And when I go to work, I don't dress up as me, right? Because that would be atrocious, right? So I get dressed. I have like socks and shoes and a shirt, and we're all pretending to be somebody all the freaking time. The idea of a self is actually, for me, illusory because we're all like pretending to be something to someone. We don't want to be obnoxious and at least most of us try not to be obnoxious, right? or repulsive to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes makalimot ta,
Yes.
di ba nga, we're playing a part, right? Kamo diyan, when you play play your game, are there instances when you have your guard down and you forget, hey, I'm supposed to be this guy, right? So how do you bring yourself back? How does it work? Like, because the more you pretend, murag kapuyan ka to pretend, right? And then you become like, I'm so tired of pretending, right?
Yeah.
And it's tiring to be pretending all the time, right? We're always playing a character. How much more for your particular passion, right? Your advocacy or your game, right? You have to pretend all the time. How does it work? Like how do you make sure you're in character all the time?
Yeah, personally for me, since I've studied film back in college,
Yeah.
it all goes down to how if you're familiar with method acting.
Method acting, yeah, I'm
Yes.
very familiar with that. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Christian Bale is a complete method actor. He just goes from I don't know 200 pounds to like 100 pounds in
A to Z,
what is that movie that he played? Was that the mechanic or something like that?
I think so.
Machinist or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it all goes down to
Method acting. So what does that mean exactly? What does that mean when you say method acting?
Like for me, what I do is based on what I was taught is you have to research.
Okay.
You have to research
Your character.
not just your character. Since this is an original character, you have to research inspiration. Like put yourself in the shoes of that character. Like how does his life go from day to day? Then how would you do it if it was you?
So, sa mga inspirations sa imong character, would there be one character that inspires this
Oh my
character
God.
or inspire this character? Go ahead.
So technically, the name is inspired from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
The combination of the words is inspired from the movie, but the character itself is inspired from, since I'm the headmaster of the school organization outside of main quest, which focuses on school organizations, and I'm the headmaster in the story. I focus on what a headmaster or a principal or what do you call it, the president of a certain school should be.
Okay.
But I also added some faults to the character, which is one. For context, my character is a gambler.
Okay.
Okay.
Sige din ni casino di ay imong character di ay.
Not Dion.
How do
In our previous event,
Okay.
we had this in Atua Midtown, the Moonlit Walk.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the gambler, but I'm playing as the house. I let people gamble. I teach people gambling.
Okay.
So it's like not everyone is perfect. So each person or each character has
Flaws.
flaws.
So, what particular book or movie is this that you're inspired by,
Um,
so that people can imagine?
not really a movie, but more on what's there in reality.
Okay.
It's inspired from what I saw in reality back in school.
What did you see in reality?
Yeah, there are some problems in some schools na the schools don't get much attention from because it's more focused on some activities for progress, which affects the students. So that's why I created Myth I Starry. Okay, this is what a president should be.
How about si Aris? Who's your character? Can you explain to us who your character is, and maybe you can give us a more because this is an original character, right?
Yes.
Like your inspiration, if there's any.
Not much of an inspiration, honestly, because on my perspective, on my on my side of things. So while I was trying to find a character that I could play as, because so part of being a core organizer is I also have to run things in the background. So I can't really be in character all the time. Or there are moments good nga, I have to be off character because I have to handle like concerns from the vendors or concerns from the venue or just outright naalay problems sa registration. Like kanang actual technical stuff siya. So I had to build my character in a way na I can still be Eris, but dili siya maka-affect sa story nako as Kiernuna. So what I did eventually is I made a character who tends to be very obnoxious. So instead of just kay diba kang Lloyd is method acting, I've never had an actual experience man in acting man. So no theater, no training, no whatever. However, if you know Vin Diesel, if you know Dwayne The Rock Johnson or Jim Carrey,
We've seen their Hollywood movies, yeah.
great actors, right?
Not necessarily, but
Not
yeah,
great,
they're
but
popular
they
actors.
have money.
Yeah.
Basically, they have money. They're just
I
acting as
wouldn't go
themselves.
great, but yeah, they're actors.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
Popular.
are acting.
Yeah.
They are acting as themselves.
Yeah.
In every movie you watch, naa sila, it's
Yeah.
just basically copy paste of the same person.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much where I leaned towards ako ang character nga. It's still Aries, but a more times 10 na batasan ni Aries. So let's say for example, I love drinking. Yes, I love drinking. I'm an alcoholic, guys.
In real life?
In real life.
Okay.
And Karen Nuna
Sige,
tends
we
to
will
be
know
the
what to give her
times-
later on. What's your choice of poison?
Anything.
Okay. Anything.
But yeah.
Natin rabing alcohol, Rob?
90%. But yeah, so Karen Nuna tends to be the times 10 of me as Aries. So hence the reason why naa siya tavern, hence why she's selling alcohol because she's getting high on her own supply.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So mana siya, I made the character as easy for me to be for me to move around the venue as Aries without compromising the story itself. So I have I don't know katong imong gi-read ganiha nga ay na Aniles. That's actually my friend who's working with me as Karen Nuna's assistant. So the
okay.
story namo is I'm so obnoxious to the point that I leave the tavern just so that I can fool around outside. And ang iyahang story is she chases me everywhere just to drag me back to the tavern and say, do your job, you're the owner, sell stuff. Why are you not selling stuff? And then mawa na sad ko later on. The reason why mawala ko is because in story, I'm just out there fooling around. But in reality, I'm attending to a concern about the event I need to attend to in the technical part. So I had to build it around ana gyud.
So we're surrounded by a gambler and an alcoholic.
So many vices here. You mentioned comments earlier, some comments that we got from earlier. We also have more comments now from Rofil again. He says, the quests are so much fun now. At last year's event, we had to track down a vampire disguised as an adventurer or NPC around the realm. It was challenging, but the reward was worth it. And we also have another comment from Don Diego Batoktoy.
Pangutana.
Na siya pangutana. Is there quests or missions in the upcoming gala as well? Just curious.
Yes, there will be. So what we did is, kay diba, if you watched a lot of balls or movies that has balls in them, so pretty much mao sa na ang theme nga among gi-stick to. But there will be a section which is ang sa outside that we will have a bazaar area where all the quests will be majority of the side quests will be in. So naagi hapoy activities, naagi hapoy quests, but in a separate section lang siya, which is literally just outside of the bar lang. Like atong walk, walkway.
Walkway sa may hostel.
Yeah.
So yeah, if those like people from Tops want to go and experience it, they can just go to the drive or the walkway sa hostel Honeycomb and then interact with our NPCs. They'll be given quests.
So aside from the costumes that you're wearing, will the venue also transform into the Borderlands or whatever you call it?
We will dress it up as much as possible,
Okay.
but one of the things that we do is we try to find venues that would tailor fit the story without us
okay.
having to dress it up as much.
Okay.
Because dressing it up would cost a lot.
Yeah.
So, say for example, Borderlands. The reason why it's Borderlands because it's outside. It's unmarked territory. There's no houses, nothing. So what we did last year is we think of it as a caravan. Nga nag-set up lang mo og tents and then tables and then just selling stuff. So
Yeah.
mao na siya ang
So you mentioned it costs, right?
Yes.
If
Yes.
you have to dress up the whole place, right? So you look for a place like Hostel Honeycomb that sort of fits your narrative, your storyline, the world that you imagine. Should be dili kayo layo sa inyo ang
Dili,
imagine,
yes.
di ba? So the cost, like who shoulders these costs? If you don't mind me asking you, does the person who enters pay like a kind of entrance fee and all of that stuff? And you mentioned your method acting. Both of you are acting. This sounds like a movie, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's like
can-
theater play.
Theater play, right? So sayang kayo. Is there a video version of this that we can upload and watch later on in the future, so that we can also be entertained by what you guys are doing? But is it just one time ra, or is it just one time lang? Kausara yun, yeah, paghuma, that's it. The moment is gone.
technically speaking, starting, yes, the moment would be gone. 'Cause
Okay.
you wouldn't, if you're not there, Borderlands, you would not find out, you were not there sa competition.
Yeah.
So if you're not here in the gala, you wouldn't find out what the revelation would be.
Okay.
So if you're not there next year for another event nga ilan nang giplan right now, so ano na
Like,
ko.
we have a few
Yes.
already planned.
But sayang kayo, di ba? Ang beauty,
Yes.
ang acting, ang venue, and the costumes, not to mention.
Yes.
Sayang kayo, di ba? Dili ra nato ma-enjoy, di ba? So is there a way for us to maybe not really watch the whole thing, because the point of doing the event
Attending,
is for you to attend, di ba? And miss out if you don't, right?
Yes.
But is there a way for us to understand more about what is going on with what happened during the event? Maybe like video clips or whatever.
So we started with the Wikipedia first, but
What do you mean Wikipedia?
we actually have like murag
Okay.
sort of wiki nga page.
Okay.
It's called World Anvil. It's actually in our pages.
Anvil.
Not World Anvil itself. Okay, World Anvil would be the platform.
Okay.
So we actually have a link sa among Facebook page
Okay.
sa About section
Okay.
where it's a link towards Najaroon's
Okay.
Wikipedia page. So right now, kana lang sa among gi-launch because we can't do the whole production thing yet, but it is in the works na.
There will be a way for
There
us to
will-
be able to enjoy whatever this is doing.
Na
At least
visual.
get a sneak peek.
Yes, naami eventually plans na so that's why we're leaning towards more content creating na ron because we're taking clips na, we're taking stories. There are some artists actually who did comics, ana.
There are like artist perspectives of the Kingdom of Najaru and all of that stuff.
Yes.
So gidraw ni siya, di ba?
Sige, draw na siya sa among head director.
One of the things that we talked about with your other friends from the RPG group, right, was that they're actually more of storylines that are so compelling, that are so good, that they're actually made into kind of movies. Is that true? And is it possible nga whatever it is that you're imagining eventually, somebody like a director, a big shot director, maybe a director here from the Philippines, maybe from Cebu?
Yeah,
because
probably.
because we have a very healthy Cebu film scene.
Yes.
Maybe they'll
Probably.
pick it up and then maybe make a movie out of it. Is that possible?
Actually, fun
Is it
fact-
within the realm of reality?
Yeah, fun fact, the idea of Main Quest actually started as a web comic.
Okay.
So, mao ni uta ang original plan, and then ni change yung direction ang director namo after watching that that episode in Simpsons wherein Lisa and Bart
Bart
Yes.
Simpson.
Lisa and Bart they had this episode wherein Lisa and Bart
Dugay
made
na di ba?
a
Isn't it
cardboard.
long gone
It-
the series?
still
I think it's
ongoing.
ongoing.
Really?
Still ongoing.
Yes.
Yeah. Really, I thought it was the what is those offensive small guys?
South Park.
South Park is still ongoing, but Simpsons is still
Simpsons
ongoing
is
too.
still ongoing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
20 plus seasons.
Wow.
Yeah, like going strong.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so
But yeah,
what
so-
what about it?
One episode in The Simpsons wherein Lisa and Bart made a fort out of cardboard.
A fort,
Yes, a fort out of cardboard. So
like a Fort San Pedro, but out of cardboard.
kind of.
Yeah, kinda.
But remember, I'm not sure if you guys were able to experience it as well. But when you're younger, you tend to build ka ng balay-balay.
Yeah,
using
I'm still young. So yeah,
I mean, aren't we all?
I have balay-balay.
But yeah, balay-balay mo with your friends.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
make it out of pillows
Yeah.
or kung blankets or
Correct,
anything that you
yeah.
can find at the house.
Play
So,
pretend, yeah.
Play pretend, yes. Pretty much same sa katong gihimo sa nilang Bart and Lisa wherein they made a fort, they protect more say a castle, and they made it out of cardboard. It's actually a thing in the US and in the UK wherein you fight using cardboards, like your armor, your sword, whatever weapon pa natin mo is made out of cardboard. So from it being a webcomic, it leaned towards that trajectory. And instead of doing it cardboard, why not just do the actual thing na lang live, LARP na lang yun siya. But yes, to answer your question, it was originally a webcomic, so if possible, yes, it is possible actually.
You know, we have a lot of viewers now. There's so much engagement on our social media, on YouTube, on Facebook, and also on on TikTok. I'm curious, like how big is this community here in Cebu?
So it has like 3 different communities.
Okay.
Nga, so Saberstorm, Ocha, and then RPG Cebu.
Okay.
And regardless of how big you think Cebu is,
Yeah.
it's actually still a small city.
Okay.
People know people, and we tend to pull other communities as well with us.
Okay.
Nga, kay friends lang namo, let's say they're part of Saberstorm, but they're also part of RPG Cebu.
So na
They're
yung
also
mga
part of
na yung mga
Comic-Con.
participants today outside of Cebu.
As far
or
as,
is that possible?
As far
Yeah.
as I know,
there was someone.
Yeah.
There was someone, yes.
Okay.
We tend to lean towards the local people here. Kay one of the things that we pushed is we can't go to Luzon, so why not have it here? Diba? Why not have it
It's
our own?
expensive flying
I
to
mean,
Luzon.
like it's prohibitive to go to Luzon, but if you wanted to, you could also join
You can.
their events there. Does it have to be nga you know people, or pwede ra nga you're like a complete stranger? This is your first time here.
Yes.
And is it like you can easily plug and play, or is it like you need to get to know these people first?
You don't need
You
to
don't
know.
need.
Like
You just need to know the rules, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Like let's say you're playing like earlier you said you want to play as a drunkard in the morning.
Okay.
So just interact with that certain drunkard.
Okay.
Then you don't need to know the drunkard. Just talk to the person like now you're acting as a drunkard, and
Okay.
then you play as a person. How would you interact as a drunkard if you're that character?
So if I'm that character and the person another person approaches me, is there a way for us to know each other in the sense that I am this character, or do you manifest that in a conversation?
You
form?
manifest in
You-
a
you-
conversation
You
form.
can't say I'm a drunk, right?
Yes.
No,
That'd be weird, right?
It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
So you
you
should
actually
be weird.
have to
Yeah.
be in character. Ganun.
So
So
you-
for example, nga, you're in the bar and I interact with you. Oh my god, I can't understand you. What are you saying? I think you need more drink. Like bartender, more drinks, please.
Yes.
So something like that. So
Yeah.
you don't say who you are. You just
Yes.
act it.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Actually, I had a question because we brought it up earlier. There's going to be usually a lot of people at these events, right? What if the people who join the events they become uncooperative, or they start messing around with the event, and they start becoming unproductive to the whole event? Like, what do you guys usually do in those kinds of scenarios?
So our story is built manggod in a way nga, regardless of the adventurers, what do you call this? So say for example we have 100 people. Borderlands was like 200. We were not expecting 200. But yeah. So regardless of 200 people, there will be kato nadaog nga guild, the Divine Hand. So the Divine Hand only had like a handful of guild members. So it's easier for us to be able to not control, but more on direct the story because we're focusing on the story man. So let's say that was just 5 people. So 5 people help direct the story to where it's supposed to go to, whereas 195 others basically just built their character story. So
Okay.
say for example, I was just at let's say dili ko NPC, say adventurer lang ko, and I just stayed in the tavern. Wala ko nag-quests. I was just hanging around, looking around because I just want to be in costume, look at people, which is actually would happen because we had like attendees nga, they just wanted to watch.
Okay.
Whatever they do, even if they don't interact, it's not integral as a story, and it does not affect the story on a negative way. Because they can be there as background lang, and that's perfectly fine. If you want to build your character story as a wallflower and just be there, sure. If you want your character to be a specter who just wants to be seen, but you don't really want to help with the story, or not help with the story, but you don't really want to be part of the bigger picture, you can, and it's perfectly fine. Okay, what we're trying to build is you can build your own story. You can tailor fit it into whatever you want. But here's the main story. You can come in if you like. You don't need to come in if you don't like.
That's like story of reality, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Like we have our own narratives, we have our own stories, and then there's a bigger story, and then there's a global story, and there's the universal story, right?
Yes.
So it's very, 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 very similar. So my next question, I guess, is like, you do have real lives, right? I mean,
Yes.
like, or I could be wrong. This could be your career. I don't know, right? but I can safely assume siguro nga you guys have like a real life, right? Like a day job, if you want to call it that, right? A day job. How does it help you? Because nakinumdum ko nga all the time. This is a constant to me. Nga, every time I'm in a meeting, right? I'm in a meeting. I'm very serious, and we're asked to give ideas and so on and so forth. I can't seem to give a good idea. But every time I go to the CR, every time I go out, remove myself from the meeting, this is when all the great ideas come, right? And then when I go back, after a few seconds of just removing myself, I have all these great ideas. Where did that come from? Must I go to the CR every time I need a good idea? So my question is that similar to you guys? Is this like removing yourself from your reality, playing LARP, and then when you go back to your jobs, your day jobs, if you will, does it give you a newfound moral pleasure of being in that job? Or does it make you want to go back to pretending again?
Do you want to answer that, or do you want me to go answer it on a darker?
I mean, we would have the same answer. But for me, since my work is related sometimes to films and events.
Okay.
So, well, technically, I just have fun. It's like I'm still working.
Okay.
Because it's an event.
Okay.
I love handling people. I
Okay.
like talking to people.
So this is like your job, but you're just having fun with it. But and your actual job that pays you is similar to whatever it is that you're doing while playing.
Yes.
Sakto ko? So if you don't mind me asking you, like, what about in film that you're working in your day job?
Usually it's just like coordinating with people.
Okay.
And then coordinating with projects.
Okay. Film projects.
Sometimes no, but
Okay.
more on like the communities that help out build like the fan base na.
Oh, okay. Because we have a healthy and growing film industry in Cebu. I was wondering if you're part of that.
Yeah. I am. I graduated a film student.
okay.
I know some people from the film industry in Cebu. Like,
Okay.
shout out to the Binicia, which they had their film fest.
What do you call the group again?
Binicia Film Festival. Like,
Okay.
They had their event yesterday, which is also happening again next weekend.
Okay. Like I said, we have a healthy
Yes.
film industry here in Cebu. How about you, Aris? How does it inform or help you with your reality? This playing a character in your event this weekend. Or when is this again?
This is going to be in September 20.
September 20 pa
Yeah.
So how does it help you?
Uh,
You said you were going to go to a dark place. Let's go there.
Sure you die.
Wait, let me see if I can phrase it in a way nga dili ta mabeep. I think I'll phrase it in this way na lang siguro. My day job as a BPO is very stressful. As in.
Okay.
So one of the things that I look forward to after nako mo work is that I get to go home and makahuwat ko sa akong sweldo, and then I buy my stuff, and then I use that stuff for events.
Okay.
So I think the motivation ani is I need more money. I will go to work so that I have more stuff to spend.
Yes. But like,
For your cosplaying, right?
Yeah, for not even for cosplays, because I, as event organizer, I tend to spend on other stuff.
Okay. But this hobby, if you want to call it, would this be considered a hobby? A hobby?
This
Yes.
is still
Or-
technically considered a hobby.
Hobby, yeah.
Yes.
yeah, well, it depends. If you're
Is there an advocacy part of this?
yes. What's the because I'm not really familiar with
Mission
it.
vision good ano niya is immersion and creativity good.
Immersion and creativity.
Yes, because there are Ren fairs na the Ren fair na term ha, not the name. The term Ren fair is just you costuming, because there's a difference between cosplaying and costuming man. That's a different rabbit hole na. But you're costuming as someone, as your character, and if you're not really interacting, then it's not really live action role play. You're just there let's say I'm Aris, nag-ingani ko, and I attended a Ren fair, and basically that's it lang. Wala,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
still
just an
Aris lang gihapon.
You're just
So,
an attendee.
nag-attending lang ka. But it's different now when you're actually LARPing, because you have to be in a character wherein you're not yourself. You have to be in character. So for me, I have to be Kier Nuna. I have to be this obnoxious female satyr. So I think mauna siya nga ang advocacy namo nga in all of our events, we always pride ourselves with immersion and creativity. We give not just the attendees, even artists, even our volunteers, the creativity to create their characters, to create their story, bring it to our world.
But it doesn't make you more creative and more productive in your real life after you've attended your event.
Well, in real life, so for BPO lang experience na ako,
Do you have better ideas now?
better idea on how to interact and to talk to people na, because you tend to talk to people
Not in an
na ano
obnoxious way.
yes,
Right?
not the obnoxious people sater, of course, but as Aries. So say for example, as the obnoxious Karen Nuna is talking to this person, and then this is how they reacted to me, and applicable siya in terms of my job because I get to tend to cross compare their reactions to their reactions, and at least I know how to.
Does it make you?
respond
Does it
accordingly.
make you better people? Like because you're pretending to be somebody else, right? Like you said, you're a gambler and you're a drunk, right? So like does it make you more empathize with other people who have drinking and gambling problems and all of that stuff? Does it make you better people being a part of this group?
I would not say we will think of ourselves as better people, because empathizing is one thing, but thinking that you're better than them because you, say for example, you empathize and you understand where they're coming from, you have a better idea of what to do and what not to do, it doesn't still defeat the fact that you're still wrong in other ways. Because weight, it's not even the quantity, it's the weight of, say for example, he's a drunkard. He's not a drunkard. I'm the drunkard.
You are.
He's a gambler. I'm not a gambler. So we basically have the same weight lang gihapon, regardless nga 0 ko sa gambling, 100% siya sa gambling. 0 siya sa alcohol, 100% ko sa alcohol. It's still the same weight gihapon at the end of the day. So we're not really technically, we can't say nga we're better people.
Similar to the storyline of the character na, I imagined it na what would an ideal president of a school would be, but since I wanted to lean more in reality na I added some faults, which is the gambling side.
Okay.
Interesting. You have a question there, Ralph. Go ahead.
Not really a
As a
question.
comment? As a comment?
It's a comment actually answering your question earlier.
Okay.
JB.
Okay.
See, Don Diego Batoktoy says that there is a video of last year's event daw, a collection of clips.
Clips lang, yes.
Yeah,
not
the
the actual
clips.
like video. Not an actual video where the story actually follows nga murag movie. Just clips, yes.
Just clips, like mga highlights of the
Yes.
event, something like that. And we also have Rafael Vioso says, now that I think of it, do we need to have a party for the Eldritch Gala? Or maybe a better question is, do we need a date for the Eldritch
Okay,
Gala?
here's the thing. It's a joke we made in our group because we have some members who are single and some of we have a few as well who are dating. So
Who will be
right,
bringing their
yes, we told them next time we don't allow people who are part of the core to be dating. But for this one, since it's just for fun, we allow people to go, like if they don't have a date or they just want to invite someone like a friend. Hey, can you come with me to this event? Okay, sure, Nana.
And yeah, just to expound on that. So their boyfriends and girlfriends in real life, even their characters, boyfriends and girlfriends,
Yes.
sad.
Yes.
So next time,
What's the point? There's no pretending now.
right, diba? So we were like, no.
You should be enemies.
Even if uyab mo in real life, you will not be partners in the story
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
to answer Rafa's question, no, we don't need a party this time. You can come in solo or you can come in with a date if you want to.
I mean, it could be a good chance for people like
To
to
actually
ask someone out.
If you think about it, this is actually a very social gathering, right?
Yes,
It
it is.
And you mentioned, it's for the nerds, but this is like nerds meeting other nerds, and that makes it very social, and that's very unnerdy of people.
The theme of the event
Meeting
is
other
more
people.
on say for example for Borderlands, we tend to lean towards the gaming aspect niya.
Okay.
This time it's more on the social aspect na. So that's
okay.
why different themes, different events, same world.
Okay, are you still open for participants, or you've already reached your cap?
For attendees or for
For attendees and for players.
For attendees, the attendees are the players. So
Okay.
the attendees, yes, we are still currently selling tickets.
Okay.
So it's actually in our Facebook page,
Which is
Main Quest Cebu.
Main Quest Cebu. That's the name of their
Yes.
Facebook page. And if you don't mind me asking you, I don't know how much these things cost. How much would it cost for me to be a part of this event?
So we priced it at 600 pesos.
Okay.
But it does come with its perks na, because we understand tops would definitely be lisod siya musaka. We
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
So part of the 600 pesos is of course your van
Okay.
trip na back and forth. So wala na mo yung excuses nga
Okay.
bilhin mo are.
But also,
Magbayad
nani
ka.
screening process. What if I come in as some character that's offensive or whatever, and that you might not like? Is there like a screening process? Does each
So-
character pass, or naay murag naay kaning murag sort of screening process?
So
Yeah.
wala may hard, not wala ay hard, but more on we do have certain guidelines that we do still need to follow gihapon
Okay.
depending on the venue.
Okay.
So say for example, Borderlands last year it was actually R18. So no kids gyud. Or
R18?
anyone- Yes.
Yo, napay rating, ha?
Yes.
Yes.
Yo, good. So na partial nudity day.
Not really partial nudity. It
yo,
was
wani good.
it was R18 because of the part na there was combat
Huh?
and kids could get injured because kids they tend to get rowdy.
Yeah.
Give them a stick and they go at it.
R18 for the violence, di ay?
Yes.
Okay.
We were creating jokes in the storyline.
Okay.
There was one of my our characters, which is a professor
Okay.
in our school. They told me na I was selling our professor because we needed funds. They go, okay, oh no, it's slavery.
So, wala siya a cap. Like, the number of participants has no cap. Like, it could be as many as possible.
Yes.
It can be as many as possible depending on the venue.
Okay.
Because we still have to keep in mind that the venue can only hold, let's say, kung Family Park pa, 300
Yeah, that's why.
people.
So,
if Honeycomb, that's like 100 ako, no?
So, based on that, you haven't given a cap yet in terms of the number of
Wala pa'y
participants.
cap pa sa number of participants.
But we'll find out soon enough,
We'll
right?
find out soon.
Yeah, so please go to Main Quest Cebu.
Yes.
That's on Facebook. Is it a website?
Yes, Facebook.
Yes,
So,
Facebook.
is there like a payment gateway there? Do you just press buttons and then you can pay, or do you have to
Yes, there
physically
is
pay?
there is a link there for the ticket registration.
Okay.
So just register lang and then you will be given the payment scheme na.
I noticed you guys that your characters are like characters of the past, right? Like relatively. If it were like a period movie, like an old character, right? What if I come in as a futuristic character? Would I be out of character, or how does it work? Is there like a timeline? Like, your characters has to be from this century to this century. How does it work?
Yes, there is. Because sa story na mo, it's not real life nga timeline.
Of course.
We have a separate yun nga in lore nga timeline.
Yeah.
yun
So
nga.
what's the timeline?
So, what's that?
Yeah, it's a-
125 UA something? Kalimut ko. Because this was actually just recently launched by the head
Yeah.
director na mo.
But how
So,
about if I come in as something like a futuristic character?
We have this na.
Possibly, like, what if I come in as Tron, for example?
Yeah, here's the thing. Na similar to Borderlands,
Okay.
we created a rule na if you come in as an existing character, you get a debuff. Like, let's say certain characters have their, like, for combat,
Okay.
certain characters.
What's a debuff?
You lose let's say
Okay.
your attack power is you get for every attack you do is 3 points. So if you come in as an existing character and then like
for example, Naruto.
Naruto
Oh.
and then your focus is physical. So you're like, let's say 3 points for every hit nimo. We make it 1.
So nana kay disadvantage. Partida,
if you-
na partida,
Yeah.
di ba? So
Just to encourage people na they come in as an original character.
Oh.
Be creative.
Yeah.
Posible man nga original character ka pero futuristic nga original character.
Yes, you can.
Masugot gyud pong kana. In this case, dili.
Pwede naman siya. But,
Because your timeline, I don't know what it means,
in
right?
like similar to D&D, there's the mga artificers who are good at technology. They can come in as that.
Okay.
so we
Me-
have
me-
gunslingers man sa
Yeah.
Okay. Meridi Manayagas asking a question, like, is this actually set in like a medieval period nga setting? More
More high fantasy siya instead of medieval.
high fantasy. Okay.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means. What does high fantasy mean? Is there low fantasy?
So high fantasy is more similar. I think the best example I can give is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
That's high fantasy.
Yes.
Narnia.
Okay, it's
Okay.
it's not medieval, but
Okay.
there are characters nga creatures that
Okay,
exist.
wow.
Okay, if you lean towards medieval, you don't really find it's more of a time period ng medieval.
Yes.
It's not an actual different dimension na
So,
siya.
magmaantag storya ani ba kay?
Yung lagi.
Mga mura og the characters are so interesting and the worlds that they've created are so interesting and all of that stuff. So I guess we might forget our reality.
We might.
We may forget our realities here and just stay here forever, right?
Yeah.
So ato ning undangon na siguro eh. Mura makalimot ako sa akong reality anyway. Why don't you invite them one more time to be a part of your event? Maybe we can ask you again one of these days before the event. The event is still happening in September. When is it again?
September 20.
September 20. Medyo layo pa. Maybe like more than a month from now pa.
Yes.
So you have time to prepare. I think one of the most important and difficult parts is preparing the costume, right?
Yes.
Coming up at 600 pesos, you can probably do that easily. But creating a character needs time. What if I need consultation? What if I need help with my character? I don't know what to do.
Okay.
Puna na consultation mo na?
We actually have a Discord server
Okay.
wherein we interact with everyone.
Okay.
So if they have questions, they just ask it in the
Okay.
server and then we can answer it as much as we can.
Okay. So kung na kayo mga pangutana about your character.
Like
Oh,
let's
ikaw.
say building a character like and we also have a character building guide in the Wikipedia na
Okay.
they can check, like the one we mentioned earlier na you can't be your character can't be a royalty because the royalty na position is only reserved
So peasant lagi ka pirmi.
not really
You can
peasant.
be a lord or
Yeah.
a noble.
A lord. Royalty
okay,
ng
okay.
lord. No,
Like royalty nga like you can't
The
be
royal family.
royal
Royal
family. You
family.
can't be part of the family of the king and queen because
you can't be a
there's
prince or princess.
no.
Okay.
That's the only na you can't be. And earlier we mentioned you can't be a god because we already have gods set.
But I am a god. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like like let's say if you come in as a god, but our NPCs will treat you as someone who is not a god, just to
okay.
just to make it fair for everyone.
Bleh. What if I'm that? Anyway, so thank you so much, guys. You've been amazing. Lloyd and Eris, you guys have a huge fan base, I can imagine. And thank you so much for being a part of this show, Top of the Morning. Thank you so much, guys, for participating. All of our friends who joined in. And the event is happening already this September 20. It's at Hostel Honeycomb. If you want to sign up, please go to Main Quest Cebu. It's on Facebook. And you can also find them on Wikipedia. Is that what you said?
We call it a Wikipedia, but it's actually in World Anvil. So
okay.
it's our quote unquote Wikipedia,
Okay.
where you can find all of the information about Najaroon, the characters, the
and,
guilds,
and also your
factions.
Discord, right?
Yes, we
Yes.
also have a Discord server. We also have TikTok and IG that we're slowly building.
Okay,
It's
so
actually fairly
kung
new.
ganahan mo mangutana, ganahan mo magpatabang sa inyong characters, right? Please just get in touch with them. How about your personal accounts? Maybe they can get in touch with you, reach out with both of you, Lloyd and Eris. Go ahead, tell everybody where they can find you. Go ahead.
You can find me on Facebook, Lloyd Aguirre Gabito, or if you're a member of Cebu events, hobby and cosplay events buzz, then you can see me posting every day for related events to hobby and cosplay.
Is there like an adjacent business here? Like what I mean is, do you get invited to show up or to appear in certain events or something like that, or your costumes are solely just for playing?
For this one, this is specially made for Main Quest, but
Okay.
for like let's say invitations to
Yeah.
some other events is that would depend on what
Yeah.
the theme of the event is.
Yeah, but you do get invitations like that.
Not as the character,
Okay.
no, but I actually organize a couple of other events, man, not just Main Quest. So
okay.
I do get invited on other stuff, but never good as Kiernuna.
Because you're original
Kiernuna is
character,
just for Main Quest lang,
nobody knows who this
Yeah.
character is, right?
Yes.
So it's
There,
just
it would be a little bit of a hard sell if we have it as a business that people would invite us. They can invite us to maybe probably talk
Okay.
or like podcast or same with this because we actually were also invited in the Southwestern University Ren Fair.
Oh,
But that
okay.
was just to booth and to basically talk on stage on what Main Quest is and what LARPing is.
I see.
well, thank you so much.
Oh wait, Eris, you
Ra-
haven't plugged in your socials yet.
Oh.
Yeah, forgot about that. Eris and Lloyd, go ahead, Eris.
So yes, you can find me in Eris Vendetta. That's my Facebook page.
Vendetta.
Yes.
Is that your family name, real
No,
family
my
name?
last name is Yap.
Okay.
My Facebook page, if it's a page, because my profile is locked, so you can actually maka-reach out muna ako on my Facebook page, my IG, also Aris Yap. It's not locked pa. And no more na siya. You can also I'm the one responding to Main Quest Cebu. I'm also head administrator of Cebu X Geeks. So if you want to reach out to me,
X Geeks.
Yes. So if you want to reach out to me,
What happens to the X Geek? They become billionaires, right?
My God. But yeah, let's not go there. Malalim.
So what do you call it? The kingdom again?
Nazaroon.
Nazaroon. Okay.
I'll see you at Nazareth.
That's great.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, just an additional announcement na we'll check out the post in the Otaku and Cosplay Heads Association. This 1:30 p.m. we'll be posting an announcement for a ticket giveaway.
Ticket giveaway.
Yes.
This
Wow.
1:30 p.m. in the Facebook page.
Ticket to join the event.
The gala,
Yes.
Oh wow! And this is open to everyone from all over the world, right? If
Yes,
you want
it
to
is.
join our world. This September 20 at Hostel Honeycomb. There's going to be a ride from a certain point, maybe at IT Park, all the way up here.
Yes, there will be a pickup point that will be announced.
Okay, I'll see you at Nazaroon.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to 104.